That first 45 minutes from your team tonight?
Yeah, the first minute was tight. They had one or two counterattacks, but the first shoot, or well, the second shoot, an outstanding goal from Bernardo, and after we played really good with a lot of passes arriving from behind, and the second half they changed the shape, you know, and diamond 4-4-2. We struggled a little bit more to keep the ball, to pass, but yeah, good result. It's not over because it's United, and we see how many times last season, good example against PSG in Champions League, so they are able to score goals, a good result, but hopefully when our fans we can make a good game and reach the final again.
Did your tactics, you feel, surprise United? Take a bit of time for them to understand them?
The first half?
First half, yeah.
I don't know. We knew that they play. We know we cannot. So it's difficult to control Rashford and all the people in front because they are so fast. And that it was the main target today and a lot of passes. So we feel comfortable with the ball and we did it.
Bernardo Silva, obviously key to the way you played today. He's a special footballer, isn't he? And scored a memorable goal for your club here at Old Trafford.
Yeah, incredible goal. Yeah, he plays so good, as always. Bernardo is a fantastic player.
You sure would have taken 3-1 before the game, but at half-time, would you have still taken 3-1?
Sorry?
Would you have accepted 3-1 at half-time? What was the talk at half-time?
Always we have to accept the results. The results are the results, so... And that's all.
Not disappointed at all with the second half performance. It was down to Manchester United fight back, you feel?
We play against United. What do you expect? 1-0-7 here, or what?
No, you were frustrated at times in the second half, but I suppose that's you being a perfectionist.
No, because they play good and they changed the situation. You could not control quite well, especially Greenwood between the lines, and we had a little bit problem. We struggled a little bit with that, but in general, was a good, incredible performance. We play in Old Trafford, our rival, and you know, semi-finals, and it was a fantastic result for us.
Thanks very much.
Let's hear from Ole Gunnar Solskjær with Guy Havard.
For you at times, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, as you said, from their first goal, especially from their second goal, we struggled to get to grips with them. Good reaction second half. That's more like it. But first half, until they scored, it was like there and back. No one really dominated. But after they scored, we didn't cope with that setback of that goal well enough.
In terms of their tactics, did they surprise you at all at the way they played, and did it take a bit of time to get to grips with their system?
No, we didn't deal with it well enough. We know that they can play that way. We've seen them do that a few times. I went to see them last year against Chelsea, play that way and won 5-0 at Etihad. So that's not a surprise. But they're good at what they're doing. And the first goal, obviously, there's nothing we can do about that one. Second goal is a bit sloppy, and the third, and we just didn't recover from those goals until half time. We could get into their heads a little bit, and we did well second half.
Yeah, tactically you changed it at half time. Tell us what you did and why you think it went well.
No, of course with Nemanja, with his experience, came on there, more presence. But then again, it was more about wanting the ball, believing, taking the ball, passing forward. That's one of the things. First half was too many square and back passes. We just passed the buck to the next one. Someone needed to take the responsibility, and we did that second half.
You believe that you've still got a chance of getting to Wembley?
Well, we've shown before that we've been down from a home tie and turned it around last year against PSG. Of course, that's the latest example for us. So we've just got to believe when we go to Etihad, and hope that we can put a performance on.
We spoke about the young kids and how big it was for them tonight, the injuries that you have. Was it almost a problem getting an 11 out tonight?
It was a decision made very late on to who was fit and who wasn't, but that's no excuse. We do have the players we have, and we've put a team out there believing that we can get a result.
Thanks, Ollie.
Thank you. Cheers.
Congratulations, Bernardo. A wonderful first half. Terrific goal from your point of view. Was it the perfect 45?
I think, yeah, the first half, the perfect 45 minutes. I think we could have gone to halftime even winning 4 or 5 because we missed a few chances. Then second half was very hard for us. They started pressing higher, trying to control the game, getting on the ball. And yeah, we got a bit tired in the last minutes, but I think overall it was a good performance and we're very happy with this win.
Carl, you saw a lot of the first half. Was that the tactic pre-match?
No, I think I just seen the space. So if I see the space, I'm going to attack it. Obviously, I've got good players around me that can find me, and I thought, as you said, the first half was great. Second half, they changed the system. They had to come out fighting for obviously 3-0 to a local derby. But you know, fair play to us. We went and got the result that we needed, and on to the Etihad now.
Bernardo, no Manchester City, we got used to that at times, but just tell us your role, what Pep wanted from you and how much you enjoyed it.
Well, I enjoyed a lot, especially because we won, especially because it worked. I think Pep wanted one more man in the middle, and that's why he put me there. And happily it worked, so we're happy with the win, we're happy with the performance. It's never easy to come here to Old Trafford against one of the best sides in England and in Europe, and to win 3-1.
What was the chat at half-time, Carl? Was it to go for the jugular and almost finish the semi-final off, or to just make sure you didn't squander too much of the lead that you built up?
No, well, we knew they was going to come out. They had to come out different and, you know, with a fighting mentality. So we knew what to expect. It was just basically control the game as much as possible. You know, we've had a lot of games over the festive period and trying to, you know, save your legs when you can. But if there's a goal to go and get it.
And Bernardo, were you fired up, especially after what happened at the Etihad last month?
Well, yeah, as I said, when you play a derby and when you play against Man United, a huge team, it's not, you cannot win always. So, yeah, we're disappointed because losing at home, it's not normal for us. But yeah, coming here, in a way, it makes up to our fans that once again were unbelievable tonight and helped us get this win.
Yeah, wonderful performance.
To either of them, to be fair. How good were City in that first half?
Yeah, it was amazing. I watch City week in, week out, and some of the results this season have surprised me, really. I think last season a lot of teams have dropped deep and sort of waiting to pick them off. But tonight is like the old City of last season. Obviously, they're dropping Bernardo into that false 9 position really worked. It was all questioning beforehand, you know, no Jesus, no Aguero, but it was a Pep masterclass, and I think he got his tactics spot on tonight. And when I go watch him at home, that's the City I always see, and I don't want to be biased, but that's what I'm used to seeing. But yeah, I thought that was phenomenal today. I really did.
Yeah, Pep did get his tactics spot on. How difficult was it for United in that first half?
No, it was really difficult, and they didn't solve the problem until half-time, until they brought in Nemanja Matic to sit in front of the back four and pick up Bernardo Silva. As I said, 2 centre-backs were marking nobody, so the midfield were overloaded. And
should that have been changed during that first half?
You'd like to think so. Maybe somebody take a little bit of initiative. One of the 2 centre-backs looking at each other, not marking anybody. Can one of you go in, engage Bernardo, and then almost have an old-fashioned sweeper? We see Bielsa do it with the 3-3-1, you know, different variations. Sometimes you've got to take responsibility on the pitch as a player as well.
Is that down to the player or is it down to the manager?
Both, but you'd like to see players be given the responsibility. I'm sure Ole Gunnar Solskjær would give his players responsibility to do that. He's got 2 experienced centre-backs who've got to realise they're not marking anybody. They can see their young midfield getting outnumbered all over the place. You can't do anything about the first goal. You know, United were in the game until that. Bernardo puts one in the top bin. And then from there, the counter-attacks were devastating. We spoke about the bad defending from Lindelof. So, but the biggest thing for us, United are still in the tie. And at half-time, it was very worrying. We were talking, you were asking me about the 6-1 game and things like that, and it was getting a little bit worrying. But they showed fight, they showed heart. Ole solved the problem. Nemanja Matic was fantastic. And they've given themselves a small chance. It's going to take big effort. But first goal at the Etihad, let the nerves build, show that they're dangerous on the counter-attack, which Pep knows as well. Pep's scared of that. That's why he came up with this tactical plan tonight, because he seen what United did to them at the Etihad in the league.
Let's have a look at the first goal here tonight. Some strike, Micah, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think United was a little bit naive in the way that they pressed. It was not really sat deep or didn't really press too much. Comes inside, but you can't take anything away from that strike. It's, you know, it's sensational. They probably do it in training, you know, day in, day out. But to do it at Old Trafford, it was a real special finish. But I thought Bernardo Silva was magnificent all game, as well as Kyle Walker, you know, in that first half, going down that right-hand side. I thought they linked up brilliant, and yeah, I think they thoroughly deserved it in the end.
Never tired watching it, unless you're a United fan, of course.
Yeah, the one thing about the goal I noticed is Bernardo Silva never looks at the goal at any point. And I think, not saying David De Gea would save it, but that's why he's got no chance. I think sometimes when a midfielder or striker has a little look up, the goalkeeper knows the shot's coming. In that whole move, Bernardo Silva doesn't look at the goal once. He's constantly looking at the ball, but his peripheral vision, he knows where the goal is, bang. And that's ultimately what gives David De Gea no chance. I'm not saying he would have saved it anyway, but there's always a slight chance if you maybe know the shot's coming.
How poor defensively was 2-0?
Really poor, and Victor Lindelof will be really disappointed with this. You know, as I said, this is Riyad Mahrez. It's not a Troy Deeney, it's not a physical Premier League centre-back. That's a bad header, but this is the thing that annoyed me most, that lazy jog afterwards. I know he tries to rectify it there with a slide tackle, but get back goal side quickly as possible. We can speak about the header, that's fine. That's just ambling back. It's not good enough. He'll be really disappointed with looking at that. As I said, the first goal is a wonder goal. The second goal is a killer, and is a really took the wind out of United at that point, and you really felt like they started well in the game, and City were dominating possession, and they really went flat for the rest of the half after that.
And before the game, we were talking about how good United could be and were last month on the counter. What about City for 3-0?
Yeah, this is what we're used to seeing. City can play both ways. They can sit in and they can counter-attack. When you've got these sort of players, Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, anything can happen. Look at the quality. You don't understand how hard that is to do. Obviously, Jones is on the back foot a little bit, but just fakes one way and then goes the other. He should pass to Sterling there. He's gone for the glory there a little bit. Kevin De Bruyne is a simple tap-in for Sterling at the end. But
was there a foul there?
I've seen them given, yes. It would have been soft, but as a defender, when I've been used to running back and you're off balance, sometimes the slightest little nudge can knock you just that little bit. And I would have wanted a foul there, personally, but I can see why the referee's not giving it.
How much credit goes to Ole Gunnar Solskjær for the substitution he made at half-time? Because many people would have thought, actually, to bring on Matic, you're just shutting up shop here.
No, without a doubt. I think he spoke before the game about the youthful energy that the team had, but ultimately they looked a little bit naive, they looked a little bit lightweight. Matic added a presence. He solved that problem of the false nine, Bernardo Silva, nullified him for the second half and gave them a platform to play in the game. It allowed Pereira and Fred's energy higher up the pitch. It almost changed from a single pivot to, from a double pivot to a single pivot in midfield. And I thought Matic was fantastic. You know, he's come under a little bit of criticism this year. It's been an interesting season. Rumours of him leaving in January, but credit to him. He came out second half and he helped the younger players, and he showed a bit of experience. He showed a little bit of leadership, and he got United a foothold in the game, and ultimately won them the second half 1-0 and kept them in the tie.
What about that goal then?